All right, Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the Daily Fail, meme review, the software releases, the websites by Plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. We're going to the numbers. Okay, we are currently at a block height of, where are we? 678,957. Current Bitcoin price, 59,790. Oh, we just keep skirting around that 60K. All right, chain rewrite days, 600. Total lightning capacity, 1,206.29 BTC. Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 9.94%. And sats per dollar, we're still below 1,700, which is nice, but we're not dropping fast enough. So 1,673.
Phil, it's time for
the Daily Fail. All right, so we've already started to see this video popping around. This is okay. Gonna take a step back over here. All right, so Away Slice, shout out to him, great Bitcoiner. The fuck I just watched? Well, let's see what you just watched, bud. Let's take a look at this. The Miami crypto experience. I wonder what a crypto experience really is. Well, let's find out.
And I'm Erica, and we are at the Intercontinental in downtown Miami, the crypto capital,
and now the home of the Miami Crypto Experience. Come hang with us from April 21st to the 23rd.
So if you're a beginner or if you're an expert, you will leave this conference learning something.
Come meet and learn from companies like Avagachi, Gilded Finance, Stably, and
fuck are these? Look at all these shit coins. Like, what is that? Like the shitcoin waterfall.
Second residencies.
Okay. Okay, guys. All right. We've seen enough. Okay. Yeah, that was like a total shitcoin waterfall. That was hilarious. Like, oh,
the shitcoin waterfall. I love the shitcoin waterfall.
All right. Boom, boom, all these shitcoin companies. We're doing all this tech that doesn't require tokens, but we're going to sell you some token anyways. Yeah, so for me, I mean, like, look, just that whole entire crypto experience is just completely cringe and a total fail. You know, and like the part with like, and I know they were just trolling with the experts, right? Like Craig Wright, obviously not an expert, just a fraud. You know, and it's funny that like they show Roger Ver, you know, as the expert who just had who obviously is very knowledgeable about Bitcoin, but is completely disingenuous about its use case and has decided that it is single faceted, his facet. So anyways, total fail. That's my take.
Man, another epic Phil rant. They just keep getting better. But dude, listen, first of all, it kind of sucks because I'm from Miami, so it just makes Miami look bad that you just have these girls, and it's just but anyways, but yeah, man, bro, Roger did more than Roger tried to do a hostile takeover of Bitcoin.
Yes.
He paid heavily for that, but yeah, man, epic fail. And dude, it just goes to show, dude, that these publishing companies or these marketing companies, they go for the chicks, you know, because the chicks are the easiest to convince everyone else to buy their project.
I mean, look, for me, at the end of the day, you know, it's like regardless of that, because you know what, like it's like we need the argument to stand on its merits, right? Like I don't give a shit like what you are, okay? Like you're just that was just shilling shit coins.
Yeah,
like, simple, you're shilling shit coins. It's a waterfall of shit coins behind you.
I love the shitcoin waterfall.
All right. And you're being disingenuous by saying noobs and advanced users alike are going to walk away gaining something.
And you're trying to
shield.
You're trying to use women to like to sell your heaping pile of shit. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by. It looks like a plebe, but there's no laser eyes. Anyways, let's check it out at Spiked8. You can go follow him. It's been a lifetime. Keanu Reeves looking Bitcoin still under Bitcoin still under 100K. And Keanu getting upset, dude. That is an epic meme. And for that, I'm going to give you the RGB controller that controls the LED lights on the back of my monitor. Anyways, Phil, what are you going to give it?
Very versatile. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, you know what? It's kind of tough, right? Like, because it's so close to our heart that BTC just keeps knocking at the door and just keeps getting rejected. Okay, so I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with some solder.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yep.
You could never go
It's
wrong.
a lot of things. Solder.
Solder is like, it's solid. You know, it's
Solid.
reliable.
I like it.
It's solder.
Solid.
Anyways,
it's not
Phil.
really solid. It's actually very malleable. It becomes hard.
That's true. I
Yeah.
never thought about it that way. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
Very important. We need to have this discussion about solder. The Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
All right, guys. So the news for today, it's more of a continuation of absolute insanity from the people at the European Central Bank. They have lost their minds. Check out the wording. A sustainable rise in inflation towards our aim would be good news. Well, look, we are here to make the case that they have no choice. Check out the money supply. It's absolutely insane. But I know you guys are thinking, that's not fair. That's not fair because they discontinued it. It's not okay to, you know, compare it to that. And you'd be right. And then today, my friend sent me the updated graph. And it's 20 times worse.
Oh my gosh.
than the previous one.
Need to get some different people on those algorithms. Those algorithms don't make them look good. I mean, that's wow.
Dude, it's like what you said. It's like dude, like in like 2 weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago's episode, you're like, oh, we need to discontinue it because we need to make a new graph that makes us look good. Apparently they did that, but the printing is so bad that it still made them look bad. So yeah.
But did you see that whole thing about how like a little bit of inflation is good? Like I remember hearing that growing up, and I was like, and obviously didn't know any better, right? So for me, I was just like, okay, I guess so. You know, like that's the problem, right? Everyone sits there, and I really don't know if everyone, is it really that the majority of people don't know any better and that we've all just come to accept that like we deserve this loss? Really? Like why do we deserve this loss in purchasing power? Like, well, didn't you do the work? It's not like all of a sudden you get to go back and give somebody less work, right?
Dude,
I just like, I don't get it.
I think that's the biggest scam of the last 100 years that the central bankers pulled off on everybody, which is this idea that
The rabbits they pulled from the hat.
it's a rabbit, exactly right. But anyways, Phil, some more bullish news. Check this out. This is absolutely massive. Bitcoin's market cap now bigger than Visa and MasterCard combined.
Sick.
That is super, super bullish. And even more bullish, Phil, we have some justice for the space cat and everybody essentially that CSW has kind of chased. Check this out. Square led. So shout out to Jack Dorsey, even though we're kind of weirded out about his, weird crypto council thing, but at least it's a good thing, right? The enemy of your enemy is yours. I don't know. Square led Copa sues Craig Wright. So Square led Copa sues Craig Wright over Bitcoin white paper copyright claims. And of course, you know, this comes after, you know, Craig Wright started going after, essentially Bitcoin developers directly. I think Wladimir Jared, I can't exactly pronounce his name perfectly, but I'll pop it up. He actually had to not resign, but see that that he was a liability. He had to take a step back to further decentralize, the GitHub Bitcoin repository, the Bitcoin Core repository. So, man, Craig Wright definitely caused quite a commotion. He's gone after Plebs. He's gone after HODLNOT, right? Caused them quite a bit of harm. He went after Pedro McCormack. And Pedro ended up paying him, you know, taking advantage of those BS libel laws. But now it looks like there's a well-financed organization that is willing to go after him. And based on what Legacy Kit has been tweeting so many times and what he said on our show, dude, like multiple different judges in multiple different countries have essentially ruled that Craig Wright is a fraud, right? So I think the time is running out on fake Satoshi. Phil?
Craig loves the law, and it's just been screwing him more and more. So I'm glad that he loves it because he's having a very intimate relationship with it. That's the first thing, right? The second thing is that, look, at the end of the day, he's got absolutely nothing left. And what's really interesting is that you know that people, like his little minions are going to sit there and try to turn this around. You know why they're trying to sue him about the white paper, right? about the copyright claims because he's really Satoshi. You know, like they're going to totally, mental gymnastic and mindfuck this to turn it into something that like makes it good for them, which it totally isn't. If you're a BSV bag holder, I understand that it hurts. I know what it's like to hold shitcoin bags. I know what it's like to hold a loser. Just get rid of the losses. Dump your shitcoin. It really is not Bitcoin. I know that that's what they told you. I know that that's what they pretend to show you by only showing you specific parts of the white paper, okay? And then they come up with this idea that like, oh, the code was stolen and it was hijacked and all this stuff. All of that is bullshit. The only thing that was hijacked was your money, okay? They took your money, they gave you a shitcoin, and now you're screwed.
You're absolutely right, Phil. And like we've covered so many times on this show, we're not just talk, we've backed it up with evidence many times. All the other shitcoins, whether it's B Trash or BSV, are thermodynamically inferior than Bitcoin. Therefore, their value proposition is lower than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has the most amount of computational power backing up the network, making it the most secure, which makes it the most valuable, right? So I completely agree, Phil. And the next piece of news, check this out, super bullish. California billionaire's real estate firm to begin allowing tenants to pay rent in Bitcoin. So I have two thoughts on this, Phil. California billionaire is very smart. Second thought is any tenant that decides to buy anything with Bitcoin is an absolute freaking moron. And yeah, Phil?
I mean, look, okay, so I partially agree with that, obviously, because I'm of the camp of, I'm holding Bitcoin. So I'm not using it in my everyday life, but I do also understand, and I know you do too, the other use case of, we know some people who entirely get all of their salary from Bitcoin. So in those cases, if any of those people are tenants, they will be paying in Bitcoin. And lucky for that landlord, so they'll be stacking sats off of other people. So
yeah.
Good for them, I mean, it's fair game, but yeah, I agree. I try to avoid spending my corn, but at the same time, when it's like in certain instances, it's, it's kind of like it's like a pleasure, right? It's, you're handing somebody that you maybe respect, who did a service for you and or made something for you, some type of Bitcoin art or something like that or whatever. And you're really, you're proud of that. And it feels good to give them sats, like you're giving them like the highest value possible. Like that's how much you valued what they do. And of course somebody will say like, well, I can't value anybody's work that much. Well, guess what? That's why Bitcoin is. You do whatever the hell you want with it.
Exactly.
Right? That's my reason. You can have your own reasons or you can have no reasons.
And Bitcoin gives you the ability, you're absolutely right, Phil, to say, go F yourself. But anyways, Phil, there was, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Big middle fingers. But anyways, Phil, there wasn't a software release. There was a dope website by Plebe. Why don't you show everybody?
Websites by Plebs. All right. For today's website by Plebs, whatever, Bitcoinsdead.lol. And this is great. I'm sorry, I actually don't know who the author of this website is, but if you watch our show, shout out to you, man, and leave us something in the note in like the in the tweet that we put out, so that we can retweet and everything like that and give you proper shout outs. But here we go. A lot of people have been wrong about Bitcoin, but how wrong? And this is great. So it pulls up, like in this case, Bitcoin reminds me of a currency issue during America's colonial past that ultimately proved worthless. Alan Greenspan.
How wrong
was Alan?
Dude.
Oh, guys, this is a great... And look at the next line. Who else fucked up? So, amazing. I mean, look, this is a great site. Check it out. It's freaking hilarious. Shout out to, whoever it is that runs it and that came up with the idea. It's totally awesome. Bitcoinsdead.lol. The link will be in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, dude, that was definitely one of the funniest website I've ever seen. Definitely a plebe. Definitely made that. Plebe confirmed. But anyways, guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button. Smash it. Yeah, smash it. And of course, if you want to keep hearing the news and the daily fails from the Bitcoin pleb perspective, definitely consider subscribing, and we will see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.